What's good, you guys? It's your boy here, and today we'll be at it again with another review. And today we'll be reviewing Stellar Blade. This game is an action-adventure game developed by Shift Up and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. This is just going to be a fair warning because I am trying something new here. I'm going to show some clips that are on the PS5, and then I'm going to also show some clips that are on PC because I actually bought it and played it on PC as well. So naturally, as always, we always gonna have to start with the plot. So the game takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where humanity has been forced to abandon Earth after losing a war against monstrous creatures known as the Naytibas. In the effort to reclaim their home, Eve and her squad are deployed from the colony to fight the Naytibas to retake Earth. Along the way, Eve encountered two survivors, Adam and Lily, and eventually settles in Zion, the last surviving human city on Earth. Eve then established contact with Oracle, an elder, and begins forming a relationship with the residents of Zion, all in pursuit of her mission to save humanity and reclaim Earth. I remember when the game came out last year, it was really controversial because of the main protagonist, but if you could literally just push the main protagonist to the side and look everything around the main protagonist, so like the whole entire world, the character building and everything in between, I would thoroughly say that I enjoyed it because it was just simply a completely new IP story-wise. Naturally, when I first played it, I kinda agree with them in a sense, but later down the line when I forced myself to keep on playing it, and at a certain point it made me open my mind a little bit more to a point where I kind of knew what they were going for. Technically, it made me appreciate the whole game as a whole because of it. So plot wise, overall, I thoroughly enjoyed the story. So that is enough about the plot. Let's talk about the overall gameplay. Naturally, it's an action-adventure game with a hint of weird Souls-like elements. It emphasizes understanding enemies' attack patterns and countering them with precise timing. Eve's beta gauge fills as you successfully parry and evade in combat. The beta gauge can be used for skills like piercing super armor and interrupting enemies' combos. She also has a burst gauge which fills through successful parries and successful combos, allowing you to activate buffs and even execute powerful attacks. All of it is possible by Blink and Repulse. Blink is where an enemy glows blue and attempts a fatal attack and you can use it to counter them. While Repulse is technically the same concept, but instead of the color blue, it's the color purple. And it's weird because the difference between them, with Blink you have to move a little bit forward, while Repulse you have to go backwards. Which makes it feel a little bit better is that they made use of the PlayStation DualSense controller, utilizing its haptic feedback to enhance the feel of the enemy's attacks and weapon accuracy. Then you have Tachyon mode, where you technically use a Tachyon blade, where you can use very powerful skills and attacks. It costs Tachyon energy, and it is only a limited time use. The combat mechanics I really enjoyed because majority of the time it was really engaging. And don't get me started on the boss fights. The boss fights in this game were really intense, and it honestly kept me on my toes. You can improve Eve's combat capabilities by using gear and exospines. Gear is equipment that can improve Eve's combat capabilities, while the exospine contribute to Eve's combat style as a whole. And you can upgrade majority of your gear and exospine that you find in a repair console in a supply camp. The supply camps feature more devices than regular camps though, so you can use the repair console to enhance weapons, increase rechargeable tumbler counts, and just to improve Eve's combat capabilities overall. Skills in this game are various passives and active abilities that you can assign to yourself for use during combat or while exploring the Earth. Skills can be used actively to deal damage to enemies or also to facilitate exploration of the environment. And there are 5 different skill trees in this game, which are attack, beta, burst, survival, and then the Taki mode. The overworld is populated with NPCs who offer side quests which you can choose to accept or ignore. The exploration mechanic includes wall scaling and rope swinging to traverse through the environment. Upon doing the things that I just mentioned, you can earn nanosuits, aka outfits and accessories. There are an insane amount of outfits for Eve specifically, so the customization for her is there. And not only that you're able to customize Eve, you can also customize Lily and Adam as well. So now I'm gonna take the time to talk about the majority of the DLCs in this game. They're mostly like just small little missions here and there that's part of the overall plot and story of the world in general. And don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed majority of the DLCs that is in this game, but I kind of expected a little bit more from them because looking at the trailers that was in the DLC, they made it seem like it was going to be some type of like big expansion. So honestly, when it comes down to majority of the DLCs that is in the game, I'm partially in the middle. Graphically, the game was literally freaking phenomenal for me. And even then, the performance was even 10 times better, especially on PC, because on PC, I literally run majority of my settings on the almost on the second highest settings that I was able to put it on. And surprisingly, it was able to take it like a beast because I instantly know from jump that my PC wasn't able to handle that type of performance in general. I will happily say that it's safe to say that the game is really optimized. The main problem that I end up having was my PlayStation 5 because of their recent update. My freaking goddamn game crashed numerous times over and over for absolutely no reason. It was really frustrating.
They do have bugs in the game, but overall you won't really notice any difference because they're consecutively updating their game every day to make the game better than what it is now.
And naturally, I enjoyed the soundtrack of the game in general. I kind of like how, again, like numerous games, it adapts to whatever you're doing, especially when you're in combat because it ups the ante a little bit more, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and it's rememberable. So with that, I think I covered mostly everything. Let's hop onto the overview. So on the positive side of things, I extremely love the story. I definitely enjoyed majority of the combat mechanics. I definitely enjoyed the skill tree. I definitely love the overall gameplay in the game, so to the gear and items, to the overall NPCs of the world, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Definitely like that it has at least a decent amount of customization. Graphically, the game is good. The game is definitely optimized to some extent, and I completely enjoyed their soundtrack. So on the negative side of things, this is technically me nitpicking on this one. I kind of felt like the DLC was kind of lackluster. I felt like they could have done a little bit more with majority of the DLCs that they put out already, but it doesn't really matter. I'm somewhere in the middle. And on the PS5 version specifically, it crashed numerous freaking times on the PS5.
And lastly, they do got bugs in game, but honestly, you're not really going to notice any difference.
So the game came out in April 26, 2024 on PS5 and June 11, 2025 on PC. If you get the game digitally, it should be about $69.99 on PlayStation, and then it's $59.99 on PC. And obviously it costs more if you buy certain editions. If you buy the game in your local stores, it may be cheaper, but honestly it depends on where you look. Is this game worth your money? For me, yes. It's because the story is really good. You'll definitely enjoy majority of the game mechanics and the gameplay in general. And even then, the game is really optimized. And I personally feel that this game is a completely different experience that you need to experience for yourself. So with that being said, I highly advise you guys to buy this game. This game is definitely worth your money. And that was my honest review. If you liked the review, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. I do reviews, videos, PvP matches, streams, and more. And if you haven't yet, please don't forget to follow me on my Facebook page and my Twitch account because I stream on those platforms as well. Everything should be in the description box below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.